Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, the place where men come to sharpen their mind, strengthen their spirit, and rise above the emotional traps society never warns them about. Today's message is not for the weak. It's for the man watching this right now who has lived long enough to know that life does not always give second chances. It's for the man who has tasted love, loss, peace, and pain, and is finally asking himself, is being in a relationship after 60 a blessing or a dangerous mistake? Because the truth no one tells older men is this: what you choose in your 60s and 70s will determine the peace, stability, and dignity you live with for the rest of your life. And in this video, I will reveal the hidden dangers of love after 60, the truths that society hides, the risks men underestimate, and the emotional traps that can drain your last decades if you're not careful. Before we begin, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss another life-changing lesson. And if you want deeper, raw, unfiltered truths I can't share publicly, then join the Stoic Golden Tribe membership, where real men get exclusive videos, deeper insights, and private teachings available only for members. Now, let's go deeper. Let's talk about the real dangers of love after 60 that no one warns men about. Chapter 1. You are more vulnerable than you realize. Men hate hearing this, but after 60, something changes inside you. You become quieter, more reflective, more aware of how fast time moves. And without even noticing, the things you once ignored suddenly feel heavier. The silence in your house, the empty seat at your dining table, the long nights where the only sound is your own breathing. It's not that you are weak. You've survived too much in life to ever be weak. It's that your emotional armor begins to loosen. When you were younger, you didn't care who stayed or who left. You didn't think twice about walking away from anything that wasn't good for you. You were busy chasing goals, money, purpose, success. But after 60, your priorities change. Your heart wants something your mind never needed before: peace, companionship, and emotional warmth. And this is exactly where many men fall into danger. Because loneliness at an older age feels different. It doesn't feel like boredom. It feels like time slipping through your fingers. And when a man fears being alone more than he fears being used, he becomes extremely vulnerable. Here's the harsh truth: a lonely man will accept behavior he would never accept when he was younger. He will overlook red flags just to avoid another empty night. He will give more than he receives, hoping that generosity will bring loyalty. He will tolerate disrespect because he doesn't want to start over again. Many men at 60 plus don't enter relationships because they're in love. They enter relationships because they're tired of eating alone, tired of waking up alone, tired of not having someone to talk to when life feels heavy. But listen carefully. Someone who enters your life during your most vulnerable years is not always entering for the right reasons. Not everyone who offers you comfort wants your happiness. Some want your stability, some want your resources, some want the benefits of your life without giving anything meaningful in return. And because you've lived long enough to see the good in people, you assume others have good intentions too. But age does not purify the heart. There are selfish 60-year-olds, manipulative 70-year-olds, and deceptive 80-year-olds. Experience teaches you to be wise, but loneliness makes you forget your wisdom. This is the first hidden danger of dating after 60. You want connection so badly that you risk choosing the wrong person simply because they showed up at the right time. Before you give your time, your money, your trust, or your heart, you must ask yourself, are you choosing her because she brings peace? Or because she fills a silence you're afraid to face? Because not every silence needs to be filled, but every wrong person will take something from you. If you understand this truth, you will protect your final decades with the seriousness they deserve. Drop a comment below. Do you think older men become more emotionally vulnerable or do they simply become more honest with themselves? Chapter 2. The price of peace is higher after 60, and many men pay with everything. After 60, every man begins to understand something he ignored his entire life. Peace is not free, and the older you get, the more expensive peace becomes. When you were young, you could walk away from a toxic woman in a heartbeat. You could block her number, move on, and start again the next day. But at 60, starting over doesn't feel exciting. It feels exhausting, and that exhaustion becomes dangerous, because the moment a man says to himself, "Let me just tolerate this, I don't have the energy to argue," he begins trading his peace for companionship. He begins negotiating with his dignity. He begins sacrificing the calm he earned over decades just to avoid emotional discomfort. Many older men get into relationships not because the woman brings peace, but because they don't want to go through the stress of being alone. But here's the silent truth. If you choose the wrong woman, you will pay for that relationship with your health, your sleep, your money, and your remaining years. And once those years are gone, you can't get them back. The trap. Most men fall into after 60. At this age, men crave stability. But too often, they confuse stability with availability. A woman who shows up consistently isn't always a blessing. Sometimes she's a distraction, sometimes she's a problem, sometimes she's a storm pretending to be calm. But older men fall for consistency fast because you don't want drama, you don't want games, you don't want emotional roller coasters, you just want someone who stays. But here is the danger. A woman who stays is not always a woman who cares. Some stay because you're a financial safety net. Some stay because your age makes you easier to control. Some stay because they know you're afraid of starting over. Some stay because they see you as less likely to leave. And the result? You end up in a relationship where you're giving peace but receiving stress, giving loyalty but receiving attitudes, giving stability but receiving pressure, giving your final years and getting disrespect in return. The misjudgment. Most older men make many older men think, "She won't bring me problems, she's too mature for that." But hear this clearly, age does not make a woman mature. Experience does, accountability does, character does. There are women in their 60s with the emotional chaos of a 20-year-old. There are women in their 70s who still manipulate men. There are women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who still use emotional guilt, silent treatment, and control tactics. Age doesn't cure dysfunction. It only hides it behind polite smiles and quiet voices. If you think older women cannot destroy your peace, just wait until you meet one who has mastered manipulation after decades of practice. The real cost of losing your peace. In old age, when you lose peace at 60, the damage hits harder because you recover slower, you trust less. Your health reacts faster to stress. Your energy is lower. Your emotional tolerance is thinner. Your time is more precious than ever. A stressful relationship at 25 is a lesson. A stressful relationship at 60 is a life sentence. Emotional chaos will raise your blood pressure. Arguments will steal your sleep. Disrespect will drain your spirit. And constant tension will age you faster than any disease. This is why many older men die early, and not because of sickness, but because of stress brought by the wrong relationship. Your final decades are supposed to be peaceful. You've already fought enough battles, you've already carried enough burdens, you've already survived too much pain. The woman you choose now should not bring storms. She should not bring drama. She should not bring emotional confusion. She should bring calm, kindness, and comfort. Anything less is too expensive for a man your age. Drop a comment below. Should men at 60 plus prioritize peace over companionship? What's your honest opinion? Chapter 3. The financial and legacy risks no one warns men about. There is a truth most older men discover too late. Love after 60 is not just emotional. It is financial. It is legal. It is about legacy. And the moment you enter a relationship at this stage of life, you are no longer just choosing a partner. You are choosing who gets access to everything you have built over decades of sweat, discipline, sacrifice, and survival. Most young men lose money when they choose the wrong partner. Older men lose everything: their savings, their property, their health, their retirement funds, their purpose. Sometimes even the respect of their own children. Why? Because at 60 or 70, your life is more structured, your assets are more visible, and your vulnerability is easier to exploit. Let's go deeper. The truth about money and love. At an older age, when you were younger, a woman dated you for your potential. At 60 plus, she dates you for your stability. And stability is a double-edged sword. A good woman will appreciate it. A selfish woman will take advantage of it. A manipulative woman will drain it. Some women see an older man as a financial plan, a retirement strategy, a free provider, a man with less resistance, a man with softer boundaries, a man who won't challenge her too much, a man who will compromise quickly just to keep peace. And the harsh reality? Many older men do not see this coming because they want companionship more than they want caution. You assume she loves you deeply, and maybe she does. Or maybe she loves the life you built. The silent power shift. At 60 plus, you may still be strong. You still have wisdom, direction, and social respect. But physically, energetically, emotionally, you are not the same man you were at 30. Women know this. Some use it gently, by nurturing, supporting, and bringing calm. Others use it selfishly, by controlling, demanding, and draining. The more you depend on her for companionship, the more she controls the direction of the relationship. You may say, "I don't want arguments. I don't want stress. I'll just let it go." And without noticing, you slowly lose your authority, your voice, your leadership. When a man gives up his voice in a relationship, he starts giving up everything else. First your voice, then your peace, then your money, then your choices, then your life direction. This is how many older men lose themselves, quietly, slowly, one small compromise at a time. The legacy danger. Most men ignore you. Spent your whole life building something: your name, your values, your property, your reputation, your moral compass, your family, your vision for how you want to be remembered. But a relationship at 60 or 70 can rewrite your legacy in ways you never anticipated. A wrong woman can turn you against your own children, influence your financial decisions, push you into unnecessary spending, pressure you into emotional or legal commitments, shift your priorities away from family, cause chaos in your final years, damage your relationship with the people who truly care about you, destroy your peace in the period of life when peace matters most. Your legacy is not money. Your legacy is how you leave the world. But with the wrong partner, you leave the world in confusion, conflict, and emotional exhaustion. And here's the most painful truth. Some women don't want you. They want what you can leave behind. They play the long game. They play the emotional game. They play the "I'm here for you" game until you give them access, until you trust them, until you depend on them. Then they change. Soft manipulation becomes control. Care becomes entitlement. Attention becomes demand. And by the time you notice, you've already given too much. The worst financial mistake men make after 60. The worst mistake is simple: confusing affection with loyalty. Just because someone is nice to you does not mean they are loyal. Older men fall for kindness because they no longer want to fight. They no longer want stress. They no longer want to be alone. But kindness is cheap for those who want something from you. Loyalty is different. Loyalty costs a woman something. Loyalty requires sacrifice, patience, discipline, and genuine care. Too many older men reward kindness with access, and this is the beginning of financial destruction. To the rule? Men must live by after 60. Protect your legacy before you protect your loneliness. Loneliness can be fixed. Your legacy cannot. If you choose the wrong woman, your final years will not be peaceful. They will be chaotic, stressful, and expensive. But if you choose wisely, or stay single and strong, your final years can be the most empowering period of your life. Drop a comment below. Do you believe older men should protect their finances first before emotions? What do you think? Chapter 4. The emotional cost of loving the wrong woman in your final years. There is a pain older men never talk about. A pain deeper than heartbreak, deeper than loneliness, deeper than betrayal. It is the pain of giving your last years to someone who does not value your time, your life, or your heart. Young men can recover from heartbreak. They can rebuild. They can start again. But after 60, a broken heart hits differently. It drains your energy. It steals your sleep. It weakens your health. It shortens your lifespan. It shakes your sense of purpose. And it becomes harder, much harder to bounce back. Because after 60, you have more to lose emotionally than ever before. Let's go deep. The truth. Emotional pain is more dangerous in old age. At 25, a breakup hurts your feelings. At 35, it hurts your pride. At 50, it hurts your trust. But at 60 or 70, a breakup hurts your soul. You don't just lose a partner, you lose time. You lose vitamins of life you can't refill. You lose energy you cannot regenerate. You lose months or years you will never get back. And older men feel this more deeply because your tolerance for stress is lower, your emotional wounds heal slower, your nervous system reacts faster, your peace is more fragile, your patience is thinner, your priorities are clearer, your time is more precious. Stress, arguments, disrespect, manipulation, these things can literally take years off your life. This is not poetry, it is biology. Your heart cannot endure emotional chaos the way it once did. Your mind cannot handle mental games the way it once did. Your spirit cannot recover from betrayal the way it once did. This is why choosing the wrong woman in your older age can destroy not only your peace, but your health. The silent emotional manipulations older men fall for. There are emotional traps older men fall into more easily than young men. 1. I'm the only one who cares about you. This creates dependency. It isolates you from family and friends. It makes you afraid to lose her, even if she's toxic. 2. You need me, said with softness, but designed to weaken your independence. 3. You're not as strong as you used to be. Spoken to make you doubt yourself. Spoken to make you more compliant. 4. After all I do for you, a guilt weapon, a manipulation technique, a way to control your decisions. 5. If you leave me, no one else will want you. This is one of the most powerful traps for older men. It plays on your fear of loneliness. It makes you stay even when you suffer. Manipulation becomes easier to hide when a woman uses soft words, gentle tones, sympathy, and emotional closeness as weapons. This is the danger many older men never see until it's too late. How the wrong relationship drains an older man. The wrong relationship doesn't destroy you overnight. It destroys you slowly. First, she drains your energy. Then she drains your confidence. Then she drains your peace. Then she drains your desire to socialize. Then she drains your identity. Then she drains your joy. Then she drains your mental stability. And finally, she drains your life force. You start aging faster. You start losing your spark. You start becoming quieter, smaller, less alive. Friends will say, you're not yourself anymore. You've changed. You look tired. You don't laugh like you used to. And you will feel it. Not every woman kills with chaos. Some kill with emotional exhaustion. Oh, the pain of wasted time. At 20, 2 wasted years mean nothing. At 30, it's inconvenient. At 40, it's frustrating. But at 60 or 70, 2 wasted years is enough to change the entire direction of your life. When you lose time at this age, you lose memories you'll never get to create, moments you'll never live, days you'll never get back. Older men cry not because of heartbreak, they cry because of wasted time. You can heal your heart. You cannot recover your years. The truth. Most men never want to face. Sometimes the worst thing a man can do after 60 is choose the wrong woman out of fear, loneliness, or desperation. Because when a man gives his last peaceful years to the wrong partner, he spends his final chapter, not resting, not enjoying life, not living with dignity, but fighting silent emotional battles he's too tired to fight. And the saddest thing is this: many older men die emotionally before they die physically because they gave their last years to someone who drained their soul. This is the real cost of loving the wrong person in your older age. A cost no one warns men about. Drop a comment below. Do you think emotional peace becomes more important than love after 60? Let me know your honest thoughts. Chapter 5. The power of choosing yourself, and why being single after 60 can save your life. There comes a moment in every man's life when he finally understands something profound. Being alone is not the danger. Being with the wrong person is. And the older you get, the more true this becomes. After 60, after 70, your greatest enemy is not loneliness. It is losing yourself in a relationship that drains your peace, kills your purpose, shrinks your soul, and steals the dignity you fought your entire life to earn. So let's have a brutally honest conversation, a conversation most men never get to hear. The truth. Being single after 60 is not a failure, it is a strategic decision. Society will never tell you this, but I will. Sometimes the strongest, wisest, most disciplined thing a man can do in his older years is stay single. Why? Because when you are single, you control your environment, you control your decisions, you control your peace, you control how you spend your time, you control who has access to your energy, you control what enters and exits your life. This level of control is priceless at an older age. When you no longer have the energy to fight unnecessary battles, the worst thing you can do is let someone bring chaos into your home. Peace isn't a luxury after 60. Peace is survival. Older men don't need a relationship. They need meaning. One of the biggest lies society tells men is that you need companionship at this age. Wrong. You don't need companionship. You need purpose. You need meaning. You need peace. You need clarity. You need freedom. You need self-respect. A relationship can enhance your life, but it should not become the reason you exist. At this age, you don't need drama. You don't need emotional roller coasters. You don't need stress. You don't need nagging. You don't need emotional games. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to fight for love. You have spent enough years proving yourself. Now you deserve rest, and rest requires the right environment, not necessarily a partner. The peace of living life on your own terms. Being single after 60 gives you something most relationships cannot: peaceful autonomy. You wake up when you want, you sleep when you want, you eat what you want, you travel the way you want, you invest how you want, you live according to your own rhythm, not someone else's mood swings. No arguments, no tension, no manipulation, no unnecessary expectations, no emotional responsibilities that drain your daily energy. Just you, your peace, your purpose, your routine, your joy. And this freedom adds years to your life. Why most older men find themselves again when they are single. Many older men rediscover who they truly are when they step away from toxic relationships. Your mind becomes clearer, your sleep improves, your stress reduces, your health increases, your hobbies return, your spirit feels alive again, you start reading again, you start thinking deeply again, you regain emotional control, you reconnect with your children, you rebuild your confidence, you rebuild your life. Being single can bring a man back to himself. When you're no longer trying to keep someone else emotionally satisfied, you finally have the energy to satisfy your own soul. It's the freedom to build a legacy without distractions when you're single. You can travel freely. You can build wealth freely. You can leave your assets to the people who truly deserve them. You can focus on your health. You can connect with your grandchildren. You can deepen your spiritual life. You can mentor younger men. You can create meaning that outlives you. These things are impossible when you are trapped in a stressful, draining, or manipulative relationship. Your final decades should not be spent arguing. They should be spent building a legacy, a name people respect, a life you are proud of, a story worth telling. The final truth. You don't need love to be happy. You need peace. At 20, you needed love. At 30, you needed validation. At 40, you needed partnership. At 50, you needed security. But at 60, you need peace. Women come and go, love comes and goes, relationships rise and fall, but peace is the only thing that stays with you until your final breath. And if you must choose between love and peace at this age, always choose peace, because peace will keep you alive, peace will keep you healthy, peace will keep you strong, peace will keep you sane, peace will allow you to enjoy these last chapters with dignity and strength. This is why being single after 60 is not a curse. It is a strategy, a shield, a blessing, a rebirth, a return to your true self. You are not too old to be alone. You are too wise to settle for the wrong person. Drop a comment below. Do you believe peace is more important than love at an older age? What does your experience tell you? As we come to the end of this video, remember this truth. Your life is your most valuable possession. Your energy, your peace, your time, your health, your dignity, they are all finite. And after 60 or 70, they are more precious than anything else in this world. Society wants to sell you the idea that you need love to be happy, that being single at this age is a failure, or that companionship is more important than your own peace. That is a lie, because the reality is this: a man who chooses wisely, protects himself, and prioritizes his peace is far stronger, far freer, and far happier than a man who sacrifices decades of tranquility for companionship that drains him. If you take one lesson from this video, let it be this: don't let loneliness dictate your choices. Don't let nostalgia blind you to red flags. Don't trade your peace for a relationship that will cost you more than it gives. Don't let society shame you into thinking being single is failure, because it is often the most intelligent, strategic choice a man can make. Being single after 60 is not about giving up. It is about choosing yourself. It is about protecting what you have built over a lifetime. It is about walking into your final decades with clarity, strength, and dignity. You've lived long enough to know the difference between a good relationship and a toxic one. You've earned the right to live life on your terms, and now it's time to act like it. Protect your peace. Protect your health. Protect your legacy. Protect your dignity. And if you do decide to date, do it with awareness, wisdom, and caution. Do not let fear of being alone drive your choices. Do not let a charming smile or a soft word cloud your judgment. Do not sacrifice decades of experience for temporary comfort. Join the Stoic Golden Tribe community. If you want more videos like this, videos that teach men how to protect their peace, sharpen their wisdom, and live life on their terms, subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe. And for men who want the raw, unfiltered lessons I don't share publicly, join our exclusive membership program, where you get deeper, more personal insights, exclusive strategies for men over 50 and 60, guidance on relationships, wealth, legacy, and mental strength, lessons on emotional intelligence that will change the way you live. The men who join don't just watch, they transform. They reclaim their peace. They reclaim their power. They reclaim their final decades. Remember this every single day. Peace is stronger than love. Solitude is wiser than compromise. Self-respect is the foundation of any lasting happiness. Your final chapters are not for wasted time. They are not for stress. They are not for regret. They are for clarity. They are for dignity. They are for strength. They are for living life on your own terms, fully aware, fully awake, and fully free. Protect your final decades, protect your peace, choose wisely, and let your life, no matter your age, be a story of power, wisdom, and honor. Drop a comment below. How will you protect your peace and legacy as you age? What is your plan for your final decades? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with men who need to hear the truth, because the right words at the right time can save a life, protect a legacy.